what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Timonspodcast. I'm your host, Timon, and this is my podcast. Man, do I have a cool conversation for you guys. You may have heard about my sponsor, Quiet River Massage and Revival in Syracuse, Indiana. And today, that's who I have on the podcast. Jasmine and I got to sit down and talk all things massage, all that fun stuff. So I don't have really any business other than shout out to her. Go follow her, Quiet River Massage on Instagram, Facebook, and then Quiet River Massage and Revival. That's her website. She does 30-minute, 60-minute, 90-minute massages. Listen to this podcast. Go follow her. If you do get a massage, leave a review, all that fun stuff. So, Jasmine, thanks so much for coming on the podcast. I had a blast chatting with you. You're doing some cool stuff, and yeah, it was just fun to have that whole conversation. So I don't want to give too much away. We get into some fun stuff. Let me see. Do I have any business? Yeah, just follow me on YouTube if you haven't. Timonspodcast. We're at 50 subscribers and growing. Well, I was going to say quickly, but we're growing one subscriber every 6 months. So I don't know. It's kind of quick for me. So anyways, follow me on YouTube. I post most of the YouTube videos there. Go follow our sponsor on all those platforms. And yeah, enjoy. Guys, I'll catch you on the next Timonspodcast. But for now, Jasmine with Quiet River Massage and Revival. Yo, welcome, guys. This is a fun podcast, a super exciting podcast. It's going to be, it was like the last minute, last ditch, like, Hail Mary, hey, Jasmine, can you come on my podcast? So
I love being spontaneous.
Yeah, so you are saving me. I needed to do a podcast, and I've been wanting to do a podcast with you, and I was like, I just need to text her right now. So, Jasmine, welcome.
Thank you for having me. Yeah. This is awesome.
You've made it. You've been on this before.
Yes. Yeah. A while ago, I was on the Dungeons and Dragons episode.
I didn't talk about those ones. We definitely love Amish people.
Yes, absolutely. They are a gem of our society.
Don't listen to those.
Don't.
Yeah.
I was not very included in those episodes.
Really?
I was kind of in my own spacey head trying to outthink the game, I think. And I was just like, well, who would Timon give the important questions to? Oh, probably like the kid in the corner of the tavern that he's kind of mentioned I should talk to everyone. And just wasted my time running around most of the time.
But what does this kid have to say? And I'm over here like, oh, crap, I didn't think about anything this kid has to say. Well, it's a little Amish hate in there. So, yeah, classic.
Yeah,
that was fun. It was weird because we had like multiple people playing, only a couple mics, and then, and my character, she was like cat based. She was feline, so it kind of just worked that she didn't talk to anybody else in the group very much, and she was suspicious of everybody. It kind of just worked out, and then I think I was the last character that survived. I think everyone else died
just from being indifferent. And, realizing the situation I was in, I was like, oh, I survived. I don't even remember if I survived to the end of the game or if it was just that was the end.
You have to go back and I don't remember either. You have to go back and listen.
That's probably because we don't remember.
Yeah. Oh, Totally remember.
Nobody remembers. Those episodes don't exist.
They're not here. They're definitely not documented. Don't go back and listen. Jasmine, you are my main sponsor.
Yes, sir. And thank you for letting me be a part of this.
Thank you for sponsoring.
Absolutely.
And your husband, wow, that is so weird to say.
I love it.
Your husband has been on this probably the most. It's probably most, like, well, of course, we did all of COVID. Mm-hmm. Lincoln, if you guys don't know Lincoln, you're missing out.
Yes.
He's a sweetheart and a saint and a gym.
I'm just an all-around great guy. I will be here all night if I go on about it, but he cooks for me.
Cut it off. No, this is not about Lincoln. No.
He has amazing hair.
We can get into some dirt on Lincoln later.
We can.
For sure. But so that he's really like, we started the podcast, and so you've been around it. We were talking about even prior to getting on this podcast about just a lot of stuff that's changed and things. Mm-hmm. But I'm like, we need to have a legit you and me podcast.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm also nervous because it's recorded, and sometimes I don't think before I talk, but that'll be fine. We'll address that when we come to
Those
it.
are the most exciting conversations.
It's like, oh no, what did I just say? I'll catch up with it. It's fine.
Yeah. Let's start with where are you from and how did you get to Goshen? And take as long as you want. So give me the whole story.
So I am the eldest daughter of Michael and Valerie, a biracial couple, which is just important to how they raised me. They were very focused on being very understanding of other people, and that the shell isn't the complete being of a person. And we watched things. I was homeschooled by them, and so we watched a lot of culturally. I don't know if it's like in history, they would focus a lot on conflict and how a lot of
Your
conflict.
parents would?
Yes.
Yeah.
So we'd watch Roots, which is a series following a black man leaving Africa and being enslaved, and eventually, and it's a terrible story. I think a part of his foot gets cut off because he tries to run away, and that's what they did.
Yeah. Stops.
Yeah, you stop him.
People.
And it eventually goes to his daughter, who learns how to read. It's a very sad story. A movie like Grave of the Fireflies. So it wasn't just focused on African American conflict. It was very worldwide
Conflict. Wow.
Yeah, and showing how a lot of loss and a lot of grief is created by conflict that's only based on appearance. And so that was just like a big piece of...
You're this tribe, I'm this tribe. We're going to mess you up for no reason.
For no reason. So that was a big part of my growing up, was just trying to be understanding of everybody, even if I didn't like their outfit or they seemed imposing or anything like that. It was focus on what they have to say first, focus on their actions first, because you might, and my dad framed it as you might miss out on a great person.
Yeah.
Or you might miss out on learning and growing your wisdom through another person if you just cut them off just because you don't like how they look. So that was a big part. I grew up out in Arizona on the Navajo reservation. It's a big part of my personality.
Yeah.
Love turquoise. My engagement ring is turquoise.
That's a unique thing, that everyone grows up on a reservation.
Yeah. There's some people out there.
Yeah, there's.
They don't all move to Ohio, but.
How long were you guys there in Nevada for?
I was born there in Flagstaff, Arizona, and we moved to Ohio when I was 15.
Oh, wow. So, yeah, majority of your life.
Yes.
Wow.
So to me, I talk about this, and whenever I talk about it, it's just kind of like, it seemed like a regular childhood to me. But then you move across the country. We moved to Ohio when I was 15, and my mom, so basically what happened was we had all been homeschooled, and I had gotten to high school. And so my mom was a 6th grade teacher, and she really didn't like teaching me high school curriculum. And she was just it was very obvious that the curriculum out where we lived was very limited. It wasn't expected for Navajo kids to go to college. There wasn't a lot of value in continued education because you just kind of stayed around your tribe and just just worked at the grocery store. It's just kind of an endless loop. And so my mom wanted more than that for us. And at the same time, back in Ohio, I had a lot of relatives who were getting older and getting sickly. My grandpa had just been, my grandpa had just been diagnosed with lung cancer.
Wow.
So they were putting more value in spending time with my relatives in Ohio. So, which also has better education opportunities. So after a lot of talking, they sat us down and were like, we're going to move to Ohio and you're going to go to school.
Oh, wow. We're going to change your life completely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I kind of, just being the oldest daughter, I just kind of took it in stride, honestly, where I was just like, all right, like, My younger siblings did not like the idea. Like my sister went around like unboxing stuff as we packed.
Oh, wow.
And she wouldn't get in the car when it was time to leave. Like my dad had to put her in the car. And
I do that with Noah. I totally know how that
She was 12.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So she was really, really putting up a fight. And so my job was just to like, just go for it. So it wasn't, I don't know. I don't think I really processed it at the time. I was like, okay, I'll just leave all my friends behind and everything that in like a culture that I know. And
a temperature, a total total flip flop.
Oh, my hair freaked out. It like tripled in size, and I had no.
What is humidity?
I didn't know how to deal with it. I really didn't, and my dad still had one more year until retirement, so he actually stayed in Arizona while we moved and went into public school for the first time.
Wow.
So we were without my dad, and it was just and right as this was happening, right in the mix, I also got all 4 of my wisdom teeth yanked out of my jaw. Because I just had to go. I don't really remember the reason. And
we had a cherry on top.
There's a cherry on top. So I couldn't eat. And then we did another test because I had been sickly, and I found out I was celiac. So I couldn't have bread or wheat so my diet completely changed.
This all happened when you're 15.
Yep.
Just like, let's hit you as hard as we can.
As hard as you can.
Yeah. God, send me your toughest battles.
I'm pretty strong. I didn't die. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger, I guess.
Yeah, you found the biggest killer in your life was wheat. My teeth are trying to kill me, and wheat.
And it was
everything.
The thing is, it's getting better. Yeah. When I was 15, nobody knew what that was.
Right.
And like you couldn't go to McDonald's and ask for without a bun or something. They'd look at you like you're crazy. You're like, what do you mean? And now it's pretty common, which is awesome.
Yeah.
It's also kept me pretty skinny. It's pretty nice.
Yeah.
I'm not tempted by pie or like anything at buffets or anything. It's just like, oh, that's poison. Like there's no.
It's poison for everyone, but we just don't see it as it. At least you have it like unveiled. Like, oh yeah, that's poison. That will kill me. We're all like, nah, that's fine, but it's secretly killing us slowly.
It is. Yeah. And I see it in everyone, and I can't say a thing.
Except now you can. You're on the podcast. Tell them now. But yeah.
I really think it's fine in small batches and everything. It's just when it's in every meal.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. That just doesn't seem healthy. Very natural. Like, like if you were
we have seasons for a reason,
right?
Like you eat what you can from this season. You eat from
And I think that's
this
really
is
important.
forever, always. Yeah.
And it's just like I really wish everyone would do just like a simple test. Just try to cut out bread 2 weeks. I want write down how you feel at the end of that 2 weeks. Be like, all right, I feel and you'll feel good. Your joints won't be swollen. Your gut will feel like it can just run through your meals really easily. You'll feel very satiated. And then eat spaghetti the next night. Eat with garlic bread.
Hit a brick wall.
Yeah, and then tell me how you feel the next morning, and tell me it's fine. And like I said earlier, I'm willing to
heavy
learn.
beer right during the
yeah. Do some sort of
the wheat.
Some waffle cone with ice cream and brownie bunches in it.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're gonna hate yourself in the morning, might as well just go all out.
Enjoy your day.
Be like, is Jasmine really wrong? Just eat all of it.
You die the next day. No, but yeah. So all that happened when you moved to Ohio.
Yes.
Okay.
And I went to public school for a year. It was pretty fine. My younger sister got bullied very, very badly. So then it just didn't.
She's in their middle school. Right?
Yeah.
So
it was also the first time because I was homeschooled and I had, you're homeschooled. You like that connection with your siblings.
Yeah.
Like they're your siblings, but they're also your friends and like your comrades and like we're at home. Like,
yeah. Well, and you don't have any social skills. I mean, you do. You get them from church and things. And,
yeah.
But it's not the same as day in, day out with your peers.
Yeah. It's not the same as like realizing that you can play with kids your own age.
Yeah. And
like I don't want to say like on the same level, but it's different than playing with someone who's 3 or 6 years younger than you.
Yeah.
So it was the first time that we were separated by buildings throughout the day. And was like, I definitely grew apart from them during that time. It came with good and bad, I think. Like, I think I was able to mature and be my own person because I was such a, I need to do everything perfectly older sister, that kind of being separated from them and meeting other people and realizing for the first time I'm an extrovert because I was around other people. I was like, oh, I really like this. Like, this
gives
is
me life.
Yeah, this gives me life. Like standing on top of a table going, hey, Aaron, and being like, oh, I'm not really introverted. Like, I just thought that.
Yeah.
So then after that bad year for my sister, we went to a private Christian school where I graduated in a class of 44. And then I went to Grace College, where we never met.
Yeah, no, we definitely.
Which is weird.
Did we meet? No, we met outside. I met you through Lincoln.
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't meet Lincoln either at Grace College. I don't think he was going there at the time. I met him. So I majored in psychology with a minor in fine arts with a couple of Spanish credits just sprinkled in there. It was going to be a minor, but I dropped it.
Yeah.
Couldn't do it.
No bueno.
No bueno. No, yeah. No más, por favor. And I think I was doing an internship at Lifeline.
Oh.
And
you were working there at the time?
Yeah, very easy. I don't touch anything that they actually did at the place. Like, I worked at the school, I tutored, and because I was so Lifeline Pierstonwood Academy is basically a home for boys that are like one step before juvie. So sexual delinquents, anger management issues. I saw a lot of more of the anger management issues in school. I saw dust being thrown across the room by tiny little guys.
Yeah.
But big rage. So big enough to move like furniture across the room.
Some table flipping.
Yeah. And because I was volunteering, I wasn't trained in restraints. I couldn't take away points. I couldn't give points. I was just kind of there.
Wow.
Lincoln actually worked there and had to be very involved. And he has some stories where I'm like, man, I'm glad I didn't actually work there.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's shared some of them on this podcast. But we met because he friend requested me. And
that dirty dog. Oh my goodness.
And I had just updated my profile picture with these amazing shots. They're still amazing to this day. And so I was like, just like, oh, these photos got some fish.
Yeah. Kind of thing. They're working.
I was pretty confident, actually. My husband was not on Grace campus, like from year one. I didn't feel it. Like, I never met somebody at Grace where I was like, yes, I want to spend more time with you. It was always like, yeah, kind of. I had some very awkward interactions at Grace College.
The awkward.
Oh, yeah. There were some really awkward ones where, just looking back, I was like, was I being too mean? Just like, no, just asking, just wanting my space and
giving them a check of reality.
Yeah, just a little bit. There was one time a guy came up and asked a girl who was sitting across from me to homecoming. And she was like, not in a million years, Rob. Like, absolutely not. And he turned to me, he goes, well, how about you? Do you want to go to homecoming with me? And I was like, no. Like, I just saw that you wanted to go with her. And I found out that he had asked like 10 girls before him. It was his own fault, Tim. Yeah. We knew him. We knew Rob.
Yeah.
We knew Rob.
Bad for him. At least he went and tried.
He tried.
Yeah.
He tried. He did find someone. Eventually. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
Shout out to Rob.
So yeah, I talked to Lincoln for a while on Facebook because he was working third shift, and it was my senior year at Grace, and I had the 3 classes, like the full load. I had an extra class on top of that. I had an individual art study.
Oh wow!
Where I was doing the 8 oil paintings.
Oh wow!
Of the 8 human emotions, and then I was interning at Lifeline, and I was working at Bob Evans as a waitress.
I remember. That's where we met.
Yes. So there was one Saturday morning, I'm busy as heck, covered in syrup and butter head to toe, and Lincoln comes in just waving at me, and he's like, I brought my friend. I want you to meet him. Mm-hmm. I think I shook your hand and realized I had butter on my hand.
That's no big deal.
Afterwards, I was like, oh my gosh.
I didn't remember. You saw.
Just put it on your thing.
No, my thing. You seemed a little like you were busy.
Yeah, you guys came at the bottom of the rush, but I had just had like 4 tables of 8, and they were Amish and very. We
love the Amish.
We love the Amish. They have great taste in very complicated orders. Great taste, and they hold true to the European tradition of not tipping. So they're just good traditional old folks.
Heard that multiple times from multiple people. Hold up. There we go.
Some good kombucha.
So, I want to touch on one thing, and we'll go back to your stories. Yeah. But all of the art that you guys see here in the studio, most of it was done by Jasmine. Yeah. So that was one. Yeah, that one came from Goodwill, I think.
Yes.
But the other 2, Joe and this fox, done by you. So, so we met at Bob Evans. But so how'd you get to Goshen? Lincoln.
So
100% Lincoln.
100%. Like I moved to a different state for that boy, and it was totally worth it. Gosh, I graduated. I moved back home, lived with my grandpa for a year and a half, and then.
Is it after college?
It was after college. So after I graduated, after I met Lincoln, and he did ask me to lunch one time. And I was like, is it a date or is it just like a friend thing? And he goes, whatever you need it to be. And I was like, well, that's kind of a wimpy answer. and honestly, I was like, I'm leaving in a couple of weeks. Like, I'm going back home. I was probably just like ready to go home. Like, honestly, I wasn't really thinking romantically at the time. I was just exhausted. But we continued talking like consistently, and he actually hired me to paint his guitar, an electric guitar. Ooh. And he told me later that was a reason to just keep talking to me. So it was like, it worked. Yeah. I love art. I love painting. So it was a great like ask of interest. And I moved back to pursue my master's in counseling, which did not go well.
We can get into that.
Yeah, we can get into that.
If you want to, no worries.
Oh, no. I went and did my master's, and I was working for Lifeline as a family consultant, which is a person who's in the house, helping parents with goals, somebody who's involved with DCS, doing supervised visits with kids that are placed in foster care. Very stressful job. Also trying to do master's, very stressful goal. And the funny thing is, everyone who had been at Grace College Masters told me not to do it. Like looking back now, I understand. A little bit of it is I think I was meant for a different path. I don't think I had the passion or the drive to actually be a good counselor. I think I have some qualities and skills that are very useful as a counselor and could be useful if I was a counselor. I think, flash forward to now, I think I was meant to be a massage therapist. So all of that was really crazy, and I ended up being kicked out of Grace for not complying to basically grade standards. And
they shafted you.
Yeah, a little bit, just a little bit.
Yeah. You're being very generous.
But time heals all wounds. Like, I can't see the scar anymore. It's fine. I see it. Yeah. Some people see it. My dad sees it.
Yeah.
But that was a very confusing time. I think I was halfway through.
Yeah.
So I only had like a couple of months in a year until I had my master's. And
just got pulled from you, like
just everything was gone for a minute. And again, we can get into that. But was lost for a while, and I think I literally drove past the massage school, and I had a thought where I was like, well, My mom really likes my shoulder massages. And just like, nah, just let's, try it out. And I talked to Lincoln about it because I definitely need his support at the time. And
you guys were dating.
We were dating. Yes. Sorry. I kind of skipped that. When I moved back to complete my master's, not get with a boy.
You found yourself with a boy.
I found myself a boy. I found myself a cute beau.
Lincoln's gonna hate this.
Yes,
episode.
he is gonna hate this.
Hey, Lincoln.
I was just thinking. I was like, I need to shut up. I'm gonna get in trouble.
Give it more.
He's amazing. But yeah, so I was dating Lincoln throughout that whole time, and I went to massage school January of 2020.
Oh wow!
Right before COVID,
the world shut down, and
I really doubted my choices again, because I was like, who's going to want to be touched? Like now, especially, like this is so, COVID was so much more than I thought it was going to be a couple of months prior. I thought it was going to be another flu scare or whatever. Yeah. And then going into it, I was like, I have to redo my whole life plan again after a couple of months of preparing and trying to do this.
Yeah.
But the school opened up like a month into it because we had so many calls. And I think massage therapists were listed as like a need.
Essential.
Because we're health-based. And some companies can even write off, as
HSA
insurance.
or whatever, yeah.
So we opened back up. It took me a year and some change to get out. It's supposed to take you a year, but I found another job at the time, and it was regular hours, 8 to 5, and it conflicted with some stuff at school, so it took me a little longer. Then I graduated. I worked for a chiropractor for a year and a half.
Yeah. That other job was working for the RV industry.
Yes, it was. I'm trying to summarize.
Yeah, no, it's cool. That's a fun story. Anyways, yeah.
No, I worked for Forest River.
Yeah.
I worked for Forest River. Everyone worked for Forest River. It's either Lippert or Forest River or
one of the
somebody.
Thor.
No, I was a warranty rep there. I got a lot of complaints.
Yeah.
It's a fun desk job though.
The stories he would come back and tell.
Oh my gosh, it was so fun.
Oh yeah, I was just talking to someone, and as they were just driving down the road, and their unit caught on fire with the kids in it. Oh my goodness, things like that you just daily you're putting out fires and helping people put out fires.
I was
literally. Yeah.
I was really trying. I was, that scene in the Incredibles. At the beginning, where he has that old little lady that's crying in front of him, and he leans over and he's like, I'm not going to tell you to fill this out. I'm not going to tell you that you need this. And he gives her all of the like blueprints to actually get her case covered.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I was doing.
Really? Yeah.
The whole time I was just like, see, this is the person you need to call, and this is why, and this is the reason. And if they tell you otherwise, they're lying, because this is the paperwork, and I'll send it to you.
But you didn't get it from me.
But you didn't get it from me.
Yeah.
Because I don't have an extension. I was like, you can never find me again. And then they changed that, and it ruined my life.
Oh, no. The people are just calling you specifically because they knew they can get things through.
They could get things done. There were a few... I'm trying to remember the exact RV salespeople, but there were a few warranty reps from other RV departments that would call me and be like, Jasmine, I need you to look at this claim. You're the only one that answers your phone. What is going on over there? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm just sitting at my desk.
Didn't they like remodel in the middle of you working there too? And it was just like... Now we don't have, it was just like craziness. I remember hearing story after story.
Oh my God. Remodel is a very loose term for what they did. I still have it in my Snapchat story. There was a time the wall was on fire inside the factory and no alarms went off. No sprinklers, no lights, just a bunch of guys trying to hit it with other cans.
Oh my word.
And we were just watching, like no evacuation, no...
Hopefully they fix this.
Oh my gosh. It took them about 15 minutes, but they got her done.
Yeah.
Got her done.
Yeah.
They usually do.
Yeah, good factory workers. They know how to put out fires.
Yeah.
So, all right, yeah, sorry, we got entangled in the...
Forest River was right before the chiropractor, and then I quit and started my own business.
Yeah.
Quiet River.
And that's where we're at. And then you decided to sponsor the podcast. And here we are, folks.
Absolutely.
And that's how you got to Goshen. I love that. And you were working in Goshen, right?
Mm-hmm.
Prior, and now you've made the jump to your own spot in Syracuse, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was right behind Aldi for a while. Good spot.
Yeah.
That's why the Amish loved it.
You can sneak in
Yeah.
because of that back road and then sneak back out.
Oh yeah. And I went home every day for lunch. It's like a 3-minute drive, if
That's
that.
nice. Yeah.
It was nice.
Spits you right out, and you're good to go. Yeah. Just the dog.
Just the dog.
He never comes down here for any of my podcasts, but today he's like, "Oh, Jasmine's here. I'm just going to roll around in the carpet."
You know how dogs really liked Phil? Phil the butcher?
Phil the butcher, yeah.
I'm finding animals like massage therapists.
Oh, really? So they just kind of gravitate towards you.
I think so. At least if you give them a good back rub, like if you get into the hips especially, like they remember you.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, she knows what she's doing. This isn't just a pet.
Yeah, this is life changing. What you kind of talked a little bit about this. You said some of the path that you took to where you're at now. You're glad it went this way because you feel like you're on your life's calling right now.
Yes. Yeah.
And what's that like? Is it just fulfilling, rewarding? What are some of the things that you really love about just what you're doing?
Oh, the word that comes to mind is effortless, which I don't know. Like I'm putting a lot.
There's effort.
There's effort there, but it's not hard for me to get up in the morning. It's I really love it's like signing up to be a massage therapist. You're signing up for continued education. You're signing up to be a student for the rest of your life. Because who really knows everything about the body?
Yeah.
I mean, I know one guy, but
yeah, JC.
No.
Oh, okay.
God.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, Jesus.
Yeah.
Like, I did not catch that.
Wait.
I was like, wait, who?
Who's JC?
I was like, where's
Sorry,
what's his podcast? Is it about anatomy?
Yeah. So he's the body guy.
Oh, totally flew over.
Eat him every Sunday. Anyways, yeah. So you're right. Yeah, there's so much to learn. That's something that I've been learning a lot too. Is like, oh yeah, this over here, my toe is connected to the who knows what here,
It's
and my
crazy.
shoulder, and yeah, it's way more complex than.
And a lot of when I first started, a lot of it was deep tissue therapy and wanting to work with athletes, which I still do, but now. The longer I work in it, the more I realize how much of the spiritual is involved. And I think it's just because you're in a place with another person and you're quiet. And the more time you spend around just being quiet, the more you start to hear and really listen, I think. And I'm not really like, there have been some experiences where I'm not really sure what I experienced when somebody comes in with something, and I'm not a Reiki massage therapist, and Reiki is a person who is basically an energy worker. But yeah, there's a lot of different stuff that goes into it. Like I said, just the body, but it just goes into the spiritual and the mental and the emotional, and you just have to kind of be open to learn from it. Because sometimes you don't even know what just happened to somebody. I had somebody who started crying on the table because I got a knot out of her back.
Wow.
And she started talking about something that happened to her when she was 9.
Wow.
And
do you think that was the tension built up for so long in that knot that as you're releasing it, it's just like releasing some of that?
I think it's
mental
a mixture.
tension as well as physical tension. Oh wow.
I think it's a huge. And that's the thing. I'm not really trained in the trauma response therapy quite yet. That's something that I want to add on to my certification, because it happens and you don't really know how to,
deal with it.
Thankfully I have. Like I said, I'm really glad the way that my path happened. Like I studied psychology, and when I was working at Lifeline and studying counseling, I got a lot of information on how to just interact with other people and just how the mind works, and just a basic understanding of how it's laid out. And so when somebody kind of freaks out, you can kind of calm them down by talking lower and slower and asking if they're okay and listening. A lot of time there was somebody who came in who was a rape victim, and she put that on her intake because she's very sensitive to touch, which is understandable. Yeah. And so going into that, I, opened a lot of its communication. I opened it to say, if there is anything that makes you feel slightly uncomfortable, then we're not getting any benefit from the massage. And so just stop me. We'll stop. This is a safe place. I want it to continue to be a safe place. So if you don't feel safe, we'll stop. We'll cover you up. I'll walk out. You can do what you need to do. Open the door when you're ready. Thankfully, we were able to get through it, and it was great. But I do think a lot of that comfort comes from that communication.
Yeah.
So it's just a multifaceted thing that I've kind of stepped into.
Yeah. And that's just the human aspect, the emotional aspect. That's not even the, how these muscles work, the, anatomy aspect. That's just because you don't know what someone's coming in with, period. And how their day was, how their life's been, all those things to this point where they're now on your table for 60, 90 minutes, 120. I don't know how long you go. But.
I've gone 2 hours before on somebody who really needs it. And I mean, I don't know, if you really know your muscles and really and kind of understand what's going on, then it doesn't get boring.
Yeah.
It can get tiresome. You can get a workout.
Yeah.
But someone can run for 5 hours.
Right. There's ultra marathon runners and stuff.
Yeah. It's standing and pushing and
yeah, all those things. I remember when you were doing all this stuff, learning about it, you were finding ways to push in a different way so you didn't wear out your hand muscles to do this, to do that.
Yeah, and that's a lot of technique too. Again, studying, practicing Tai Chi, yoga. The ancient practices are in practice because they work. And so if they're ancient and they've lasted this long,
there's a reason for it.
And massage is, I think it's 600 years old, originated in China.
Wow.
So it's also an ancient form of physical health and I think mental well-being. I'll call it from time to time. I have so many hippie sayings now. I'm like, well, the trees are napping, so why can't you have a nap? If nature takes a rest, why are you expected to keep going?
Yeah.
Or you can't pour from an empty pitcher. You need to fill yourself up once in a while. But yeah, sorry, I lost my train of thought with where I was going there, but it's just brought me back to being a student. I haven't really enjoyed learning for years, I think, at least since I was homeschooled.
Yeah.
Feels like I really my homeschool is really showing, being my own boss and having my own company.
Yeah.
I get to do whatever I want, whenever I want.
Right. There's some guidelines, but you are your own boss. I bet that's such a rewarding thing too. And you don't have anyone telling you how to do stuff or what to do. And I know you've butted heads. Not that you butted heads, but you've worked under bosses who, I'm thinking back to Warsaw, where it's just what are they doing? And then they bring in their drama into your life, and you're having to walk around it, deal with it, and then do your job, but also deal with their drama. And that's it's tough sometimes.
I think it was God trying to repeatedly teach me how to grow a backbone.
Yeah, do confrontation.
Yeah, just be no, I'm not accepting that. Yeah. Accepting that energy today. I'm not accepting that into my space. I or another hippie saying is that's a beautiful flower. That's a beautiful plant you have there. It doesn't belong in my garden. I'm not tending to that today.
I have boundaries.
Yeah, I have boundaries. I put up a fence for a reason.
So a moat in front of it to jump the water. Yeah. That's wild. So talk a little bit about your business. Just kind of, I know, let me tell you some stuff I know, then maybe you can expound on it. How's that sound? So you're located in Syracuse. You do typically 60 to 90-minute massages.
Yes, sir.
You can do hot rocks. You have essential oils. What am I missing?
That's pretty much it. I base a lot of my practice.
Do you do the cups?
I do the cups.
Yeah.
You don't. Yeah, I'm getting more and more experience with those. I'm more experienced with hot rocks.
Yeah.
Those are a favorite of mine. But I use cupping for specific knots I can't get out and areas I can't reach.
It just pulls that knot right out.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
If I could, I've thought of doing a 2-hour massage with hot rocks and cups and just getting rid of everything. But we'll see. We'll see if I add that. But yeah, I'm located in Rich Beauty Parlor on South Huntington Street in Syracuse.
Right downtown Syracuse.
Yeah. And it's owned by a wonderful woman, Brittany Bouchon. She is a wonderful person to rent from. She's very understanding. She welcomed me into just a wonderful environment. Like, it's all women. And like, I don't know if everyone has the same hesitancy when they go into an environment which is just women that you don't know, that are all different ages from different environments. Some of them really speak their mind, and some of them speak their mind behind their back. You know, it just, I don't know if everyone has that, but I definitely did. And going into it, but everyone has been so nice and just understanding, and everyone's very chill. Nothing is really, I've been there for months, and everyone just works well together. People help me with my laundry. Like, if I'm not going to be there, they'll take it out for me and put it on my bed. And if someone calls for a massage, they'll forward it to me. They're just, it's a great,
accommodating. That's cool.
and they're very accommodating. It's just a very understanding group of ladies. They all understand that we're there to run our businesses. Like, we're not there to...
That probably comes from the head down, too. And that's a testament to Brittany.
Yes.
Yeah, she's a boss.
She is a boss. It's like, I cannot keep up with her. I was like, okay, she is a different animal for me.
And a mom. She's crazy.
She's a mom.
Yeah.
And she, like, if you look at her Facebook, like, she works out. She does, like, I don't know, she's very connected with the community and knows people. Like, people come in, like, she has referred clients to me who have gone to her for years.
Wow.
And they love her. They cannot say anything bad about her. She is just, it seems like she's won some battles. I'm not really sure what those battles entail, but it just seems like she just massacred everybody and just, like, was the bomb
champ
at the top, you know?
Yeah.
And I am very intimidated talking to her sometimes. Just like, she's just done amazing. Like, she owns that building now. And so she has some of the girls there work for her, and then she has a couple of tenants.
That pay rent.
And she, like, her number one word is accountability. And so it just kind of, it works. But yeah, I've been massaging mostly 60 minutes. And before that, I worked at a chiropractics for a year and a half, and I worked in Goshen, and it was very trouble solving focused. It was very, somebody who worked at an RV factory who can't feel their hand or can't feel their foot, or there's tingling going up and down their leg, or, just numerous different things. So it was very like, okay, we're going to spend this whole hour to make sure you can use your hand tomorrow.
Wow. Yeah.
And try not to overwork it too much, and now living in a town that's a lake town, it's more mental focused. I'll say, like, it's a lot more.
Let's get you relaxed. Let's get all that soreness out and just have you chill.
Let's be quiet. I changed a lot of my drum music to lower, like peaceful sleeping music instead of like
intense war music.
Intense war music. I had some drums going on there for some while. Exactly.
As you're just like punching the back. Yeah.
Yeah. My chops. Yeah. But it's, it's just me. So I run pretty much everything. I try to run my Instagram. I try to run my Facebook.
Yeah, you're doing good. Putting content out there.
I'm trying.
Yeah.
I'm trying so hard. I got a couple of other big ones in the mix that you'll love, I think. It's not just going to be massage advertisement. Basically, I'm going to put a couple of just like story things in there and
cool.
Put a little bit of my personality out there and see if everybody.
I think
some people like it.
I think that's a part of it.
Yeah,
is like people need to know people want to know you before they buy something from you.
Mm-hmm.
And if they can like get a little bit of a sense of it, of who you are, and you do, you're pretty genuine. So if you can kind of put a little bit of that out for them, right? Yeah. And then they'll be like, okay, this person's not that scary. Yeah. When they go, I'm spending an hour with them, an hour and a half with them. It's a little intimidating if you don't know them at all. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm sure the first time that you meet someone, it's so like, there's just like, how do you both click?
Yeah.
And you got to figure that out. And you're really good at that because you are extroverted. You can kind of read someone and try to make it all fit and make them feel comfortable. And that's a really awesome talent. But it still is sometimes weird, right?
It is. It is kind of, I've noticed. So like I do try to have the conversation going into the massage, like especially if it's their first massage. Like you're naked on a table with just a sheet and a blanket over you. Yeah. What a vulnerable position to be in.
You are. Yeah.
Right.
Out the mom's womb. Here you are.
Hello,
my name is Jasmine.
Hello, I'm going to touch you everywhere.
And welcome.
Welcome. But I put a heater on the table that you lay on. I talk about, I walk through the process. Usually if it's their first time, I say, I massage your face first, your neck, arm, leg, and then I'll have you flip over to your stomach. We'll do the back of each leg, and then we'll end with your back. Do you have any questions? Is there any?
No, do it.
Please do it. I have so many.
I can't wait.
That's my favorite client who comes in and is just like, whatever you do is great.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to do to me is fine. And it's just like.
Yeah.
I was like, is there anywhere that like, especially glutes, because glutes are they're a huge muscle. It's like one of the biggest muscles in your body.
Right.
It keeps you balanced. It walks you around. It's this huge muscle. All muscles are important, but the glute is huge. And a lot of people don't get their glutes massaged because it's weird, right? It's like this person massaging your butt. But do it. Just like if your massage therapist asks, just go for the experience. You will feel amazing. Your lower back pain will go away.
Yeah.
There'll just be tension you didn't even know was there. Because I think that's where
it's working all the time.
It's working all the time.
Especially with us sitting.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so, yeah.
Yeah. And like,
it's a culture where sitting all the time. It's like, it's not good.
All the time. Mm-hmm. It was like somebody was saying the best exercise you could give your body is play like a kid. Because it's so many inventive ways of moving your body. It's not just one or two. It's like watch a kid go across to a playground and tell me what angle they didn't use. They got their mobility, they got their balance. It's like if you really want to be a kid, try to run down a slide and do a cartwheel and then go across the monkey bars. And then if you can do that,
you're doing good.
You don't need a massage. You're good. But yeah, I feel like a lot of it, because I was listening to your last podcast with, was it Matt? Mm-hmm. And he was talking about for a minute how much God has carried his business. And when you were asked, my first thought was how's the business good? I mean, how is the business going? God is good. I really don't put a lot of effort into starting it up. I did some paperwork.
Yeah.
I
built a website, did a little bit of stuff, but it's starting to really just come together.
Yeah, and I really I got my low glowing lights and love my music, and I just get to be in a dark room for hours. Yeah, and I love it.
Yeah,
it's just
effortless.
It's effortless. I get to go in, and sometimes people talk. When we're talking about people being nervous, I'll start out every massage with conversation is more than welcome, but if you would like to just sleep in silence, we can do that. We can accept that as well. Or we can respect silence was another thing I used to say. But yeah, I want people to find rest. It's a dual meditation. That's why I called it Quiet River. I named it that because my favorite Bible verse is Psalms 23. It's been my favorite since I was little. And growing up,
besides still waters,
the Lord is my shepherd; I shall not want. He makes me lay down in
Green pastures.
He leads me beside quiet waters. And I always really liked the word make in that sentence. There's like, and sometimes
He's forcing you.
Yeah, he's like, just sit down.
Just chill right there.
And sometimes you need that. Have you ever had like a weighted blanket, like sit down on top of you? It's really relaxing. Yeah. Sometimes you just need to be made to lay down.
It's like cuddled down.
Yeah. So I continue to pray that I will, for many years, I think God was making me or trying to make me lay beside the quiet water. But now that I have this company and he's led me here, I think, and I just pray this, I hope it is in his will, but I pray that I can be the quiet water people can come and rest beside, because the world is crazy. The world is crazy. Just phones, news, consistently at you. Just go.
Stressful.
Go to a dark room for an hour. It'll feel great. Yeah. Just the dark room.
Unwind is what happens when you do that. Yeah, because your thought, my thoughts are always racing, and I have information in my head all the time. It's like, there's something nice to just...
Absolutely.
And just chilling, yeah. And when you would give massages, I got the benefit of getting massages while you were working on figuring out how to give massages.
Oh, I'm glad you got benefit from
it was awesome. Yeah. It's the saddest thing now that you just don't come to my house and do massages for hours on end, just because we were all hanging out. That was such a fun. You're like, I want to try this. Let's try this. Let's try that. I miss those days, but it's still good. I'm so glad for you.
Thank you. It's weird.
Bad for me, good for you. It's okay.
Sorry, Tim.
No, it's okay.
Come visit. The table's always warm. It's great.
But I remember when you were giving me massages back then, one of the things that I really learned through that process was breathing. Because you just be like, just breathe. I'm getting into something, just breathe. I'm like, oh yeah, I got to breathe. And I would feel the tension release as I just breathed through it.
Yeah.
And so we don't breathe that much.
We really don't.
But the intentional it's life changing.
It is. That's one of the things I was like, I don't really know how to animate, but if I would, I want to make like a breathing square. Like, if you've ever seen one of those, they're
four, yeah.
So helpful. And another thing, like, I forget who I heard this from. It might have been my dad. But when you breathe into a square, imagine you're just building yourself a little room. Like, you're just protecting yourself. It's not a big scary room or anything, but just breathe in for 4. Hold. And you can hold for 4, or you can breathe out for 4.
Yeah.
But it resets your nervous system. It resets your mind for a minute. You'll notice like your thoughts kind of going away like clouds a little bit. It just gives you space. And I don't think like a lot of people really appreciate, and if they're out there, I'd love to meet them. I think this is really important. I think space and silence are so valuable. I don't think we get enough of it in today's age, especially just, phones dinging all the time. And I'm not the first person to talk about this. But if you can just go outside without your phone for a few minutes, put your feet in the grass. Don't, if you think that's gross.
It's not.
It's not.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be inclusive,
if you think,
but like,
if
weirdo.
you think it's gross, there's something wrong with you.
Yeah, there's something wrong. You need to put your feet in some dirt.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't trust you.
Yeah.
You won't do that.
Yeah. Jasmine may trust you, but me, no, dude.
I'll be nice to you.
Yeah. Not me. I won't be mean. Yeah.
So I won't trust that. I think it's a huge. I think we're spiritual beings having a physical experience, but I think our physical home needs to recharge once in a while, and our physical home is from the earth. We have to remember. Yeah. It's from the waves and the cliffs and everything dirt. Like that, and the earth. We're earth, and
dust. I think that's what.
Dust to dust.
Yeah.
Is it ash to ash?
Yeah.
Something. Like, yeah. I'm trying to remember
from the window to the wall. Sorry, those are the.
That's a good one too.
Yeah.
That's a good one too. It's gonna be stuck with me.
It's in the Bible. No big deal. Yeah.
Somewhere in Ephesians.
Yeah.
Somewhere. Or probably Songs of Psalms.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just I like that is super weird. Like you need to recharge your body and go outside and just breathe some fresh air. Like just go out for like a couple of minutes. Just and see how you feel. Like you don't have to just listen to me or listen to any health expert and be like, oh, this is what I should be doing. Yeah. Just test it.
Oh, your body knows so much. And we just don't listen to it. Mm-hmm. Your body is telling you things all the time. Yeah, I realized that when I was fasting, like my body was letting me know stuff. You know, I cut away the hunger, and so I was pretty acute to it. I'm like, Allison, this is da da da, and she's like, yeah, it's your body telling you that you need to pay attention to it over here and over here and over here. I'm like, oh,
Allison's so smart.
She's a genius.
She's a genius.
Yeah. Don't get me started.
I know.
We'll be here all night.
She was such a great person to talk to while I was going through massage school. Mm. Because she knows her stuff. Like she really does know like the terminology and just kind of like.
How crazy, because you wouldn't expect it. Then you start talking to her and she's like, oh yeah, I know this chart, I know that. Because she spends all day long working inside, like around these muscles. So it was kind of cool because I remember her helping you with your flashcards to get ready for your big test. Oh, she is.
I want to learn Spanish from her next.
I'm doing it. Getting little pieces.
Yeah?
Yeah. You got to move next door.
Yeah.
Get immersed.
I like our house, though.
I know. Yeah.
Or what we have of a house so far.
Your basement. I like it.
Our bomb shelter. Our den. Our hobbit hole.
Yeah. It's so cool.
Den is my favorite word for it.
Yeah.
Because it just feels so safe.
Yeah.
And I like foxes.
Yeah. Yeah, you're big into foxes.
Yeah, they're fluffy and cute, and they seem kind of, is it ethereal? They seem kind of like a little otherworldly. Like they're not really supposed to be pets.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Like they're wild. I like that part of them.
A little wild. I like that too. Let's go back to massage real quick because I'd love to hear, like, so what's your like typical intake, right? So you kind of walk through, you know, you're saying this is kind of how I do my massage. Table's warm. I'll flip you over here, finish it on the back like that. Mm-hmm. But yeah, what's typical when someone comes in for the first time and they talk to you for a little bit? Do they tell you, hey, I have some pain here or whatever, or hey, I don't feel comfortable here, or like what's that typically like?
So I usually walk back, ask them how they're doing, how they heard about me. Mm-hmm. So I'm trying to get better at that.
Well, that's good marketing.
Yeah.
So okay, well, maybe I need to pour more into this or that, or
Yeah. So I'm trying to ask that question more. We have a pretty long hallway back to my room, so it's kind of a little awkward conversation where I'm like, well, I'm really glad you came in today. We're going to go all the way back here. Here are the restrooms. And we just keep walking. So you go ahead and go in there. There's going to be a chair for you. I notice that I do like over explain things, and I don't do it to be condescending to someone. I just want them I don't want them to think. Mm-hmm. I want you to relax. I don't want you to overthink.
Here's all your thoughts.
Yeah. I don't want you to overthink about where do I sit? Where do I put my stuff? Like those are useless thoughts right now.
Yeah.
We don't need your brain using power. And then I'll sit down and be like, I have some paperwork for you right here, and usually it has basically contact information, any sort of diseases that I need to be aware of, or health conditions, specifically cardiovascular, because the way you massage, you push the blood towards the heart. And so if there's anything like a pacemaker or anything that I'm messing with, I massage a lot lighter, and I do ask for a doctor's note if it's something pretty severe. Cancer is another one.
Really? What's that?
So massage can spread it a little bit, especially like
you're pushing it around.
You're messing with lymph nodes and blood vessels, and it can help with nausea, and especially if the person's getting chemo.
They're getting fit. If you're on keto, I will spread that around.
Keto would probably be good for cancer, I feel like. But with chemo, it would just spread the chemo around more and make you feel more sick. So I'm pretty careful with that. Varicose veins, which are when you're they
pop.
It's nasty. It hurts. And people who have varicose veins want it massaged, but you can't.
Really? Because what will that do? Just make them pop even more?
It'll break the walls of your veins.
Oh.
And so I've done it very light. I've done feathering. If people know what that is, it's just basically tickling on people's. And that helps with activating nervous systems because you're feeling tickling in a repetitive one motion kind of system. So it kind of resets the nervous system a little bit. But there's not really a lot you can do with that. So there's just like some health conditions I like to be, if someone's pregnant.
Yeah.
You don't massage someone who's in their first trimester. You might mess with something and cause a miscarriage. Especially there's some pressure points around the ankles and wrists, especially.
Wow, that would mess with the stomach.
It's the pressure points in reflexology for basically your sexual organs.
Oh,
so it can.
It's on the ankles.
Oh, they're on the ankles. They're very more specific than that.
Yeah.
But they can
the general ankle area, no big deal. Yeah. And that's why we cover up the ankles.
And like if your ankles are sore, especially like women can kind of notice it. If your ankles might get sore once a month around a specific time, and it's different for everybody. Your wrists might get a little sore or a little tender. Try massaging your ankles when you're on your period and see how you feel after that.
Wow.
That helps a lot. Massaging your feet in general is really good for just pain.
Yeah.
The whole foot in general is pretty good. You can shake the whole thing and it feels pretty darn good. And then, so it just has some like questions like at the bottom, which are pretty simple, which is like, have you had a massage before? When was the last time you had a massage? What type of pressure do you like? And everyone thinks they like deep until they get an elbow in their back and hitting that very specific muscle that is pretty tender and neat and needs that pressure. And then you just, you understand that massage comes with benefits and it can come with some negatives, especially if you're not being truthful about your health.
Right.
Like so,
chemo and pregnancy and all that stuff we just talked about.
Even taking like a painkiller is something that, because you're less sensitive to my pressure. So I could be hurting you if you're taking a painkiller. It also that also goes to your kidneys and livers. And I'm massaging, the way you're moving and the way I'm massaging your back is also activating those. So we don't really like any drugs. Like when somebody comes in and is like, I'm not on any medications. I'm like,
nice. Yeah. I don't have to worry about it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just like, oh, you're doing good.
Yeah.
But, I look up everyone else's medications and just make sure it doesn't, like, what does it specifically affect? Does it affect the heart? Does it affect the kidneys? What do I have to be cautious of? And those people usually get a lighter massage. Yeah. Unfortunately, just because.
You start there, so you need a base level because you don't want to go.
Yeah. And if it's cancer and they're coming to me like, for pain relief and they want light tissue and they got a doctor's note, let's go. Yeah. Like if you got okayed by a doctor and we're doing light tissue and this helps you out, absolutely, I'll be there. Right. But I want to be responsible to the client and their health. Like it's not something.
Your reputation. Oh my goodness. Oh, yeah. Imagine if something like awful happened and then that is your, yeah. You have insurance for it. That's some of the business stuff and things. I remember you doing all that stuff to get ready for it, and that's what the school told you and taught you how to do and all that fun stuff. Yeah.
They taught me some stuff, I guess.
Yeah.
But we do the paperwork. I ask them if there's anything specific, like are we here for relaxation, like overall relaxation, or are we here for a specific issue? And
to help you direct how you're gonna,
And it tells me a lot. Like I do ask for occupation, and there are other clues. Like the first massage, I really do like to listen to a lot of the things they say, because they might be an engineer. So okay, their shoulders and neck are probably tight. Those are what I call like the thinking muscles, because they're like they're like this all day. But then
scrunched up.
Yeah, and then he mentions, halfway through that he likes rock climbing. Okay, so your forearms and fingers are probably going to be pretty tired too. And your hips that tells me you're a little bit more mobile than most people. Great, so I don't have to worry about shoulder sockets as much, and your and your hip sockets as much. So let's work on your extremities because you're using them to reach and carry your body weight. And I also have a 3-year-old. Okay, so you're bending down and picking. There's just like a lot of little
things that you're catching while you're talking. Yeah.
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 It's like, what are the repetitive motions that this person does?
So you're trying to put yourself in their world so that you can then give them a better massage.
I try to.
Yeah.
It's like if I was this, 35-year-old woman who has teenagers and is running around, I feel like I would just want complete quiet and some deep work on my lower back.
Yeah.
And usually I'm right.
Yeah.
I was like, if I'm a man who thinks all day, I probably want a scalp massage and a good neck massage and a good upper back massage.
Oh, yeah.
It's been working out pretty well. So, but like going back to just, I'm grateful and have to pay attention. Like it's not something I get to, but it's so much fun.
Yeah.
It's so much fun getting to know somebody.
This is a puzzle piece too, kind of. That's interesting that you went from a place where it's like problem solving. Like, here's the thing, make sure that I can feel my hand afterwards, to now it's like you're problem solving on a different level. You're solving problems that they're not telling you. Or they're giving you clues. It's a puzzle. It's a mystery. And then they come back and they're like, oh, what you did last time was amazing. Do that again.
Yeah.
You're like, all right, sweet.
I didn't even think of it that way, to be honest.
Yeah.
I was like, this person just wants to be quiet for an hour, but...
That's what they needed. And they needed this here, too, and a little bit of that.
And I do really love involving essential oils. Like if I feel like somebody needs to be grounded more, I'll use frankincense and ginger and some more rooted things, more sandalwood, more woody. And if somebody needs to just have a little pick-me-up, I use orange, bergamot, citrus, lemongrass. And if they just want to relax, there's always good old lavender. Old reliable.
Tried and true.
Tried and true.
Yeah.
My favorite right now is peppermint, and because it's nature's coolant. It feels like a
menthol.
Yes.
Of. Yeah. Yeah.
It feels like that. So especially with a lot of headache clients and a lot of TMJ, you can sprinkle that. You can sprinkle it around your temples, and it takes care of a headache pretty well.
Wow.
It just has this cooling effect. Don't put it in your eyes, but
That'll hurt.
It'll hurt.
Yeah.
I'll put it on people's back all the time, and they'll be like, "What did you put on this?" It's just peppermint oil. There's no.
It's on fire.
It's you can wash it off in a few minutes. It'll go away. It's also natural. I mixed it with I use jojoba oil or jojoba oil, if you whichever way you say it.
Yeah.
I really like using the oil. That's one of the things I'll mention going through the massage, especially during the summer. I'll be like, remember, you're covered in oil.
Oh, yeah.
Like, especially in a lake town, you're going to go out in a boat. You're going to come back. You're going to be a different color. So you are covered from head to toe in
It's
oil.
probably good, though. It really moisturizes, right? The skin, we barely ever get that.
Oh, I have like a whole bottle at home that I put it on my hands. I put it in my hair. I put it on Joe. Oh, Joe says hi, by the way.
Yeah, hey, Joe.
Yeah, Joe. I was listening to one of your podcasts the other day, and he kept getting up when he heard you.
No way. Oh, I love Joe so much.
I was like, no, sorry, Joe. I'll put my headphones in. I'm sorry, Joe. He was so excited.
He's like, where's Timon?
Where's Timon?
Oh,
he's like,
good dog.
Jasmine's just here.
I love him. He's a good boy.
He is.
Yeah.
He's,
little stinker.
yeah, he lost a tooth.
No way.
Yeah.
Doing what?
It just fell out.
Oh, my gosh.
Just one of his front ones.
Oh, no.
He's getting old on us.
Yeah.
He's getting old on us. Not too old. He ran away from me the other day.
No way. Just snuck away. Just ran from you.
Just
into the woods?
almost.
Okay.
Almost, but I got him.
Was that over by kind of like the pile across your front door and there and then like back?
He went behind the barn. Because he's been so good. He has really been good because I've just been letting him out, and he'll walk with me to the lead, and I'll put the lead on him. I don't know if there was another cat back there or something. He doesn't really seem to
care about that.
About the cats at all. But he saw something and he took off.
Oh wow!
And I'm glad I had my running shoes on because I went after him and I used my dad's coach voice. Joe. A lot louder than that, but it stopped him in his tracks. He's like, "Oh shoot!"
Yeah, I messed up.
Jasmine's mad at me again. No, he's being sweet. He was taking a nap. I already fed him tonight. We since his tooth fell out, we now take his dog food and we take warm water.
Oh,
we soak his dog food for a couple of minutes. I put olive oil on top of it.
Oh yeah.
For his fur. Sometimes I'll give him sardines. The other day I messed up boiling an egg.
Oh, give that to him.
Got an egg. He loves his carrots.
Oh yeah.
He loves his carrots.
Yeah.
He's good.
He's a good boy.
He's living life.
The nicest thing about a dog is like leftovers. If I don't want to store them, I just give them to the dog. It's so.
I don't remember what Lincoln was cooking. I know he didn't burn it because Lincoln doesn't burn anything.
Yeah. Or he did. It was because he needed to.
He needed to. Yeah, it was planned. But we had some leftover meat from some hamburger, and Joe was living like a king for 2 weeks.
This is sick.
Broke off a part, would soak it in water, put his dog food in there, olive oil on top.
All right, we started talking about Joe because you put your oil on him.
Yeah, sorry.
No, you're good.
Oil.
So that's a big portion of your massage as well. Is, that goes everywhere. But I have a question about the massage real quick, if that's cool. Bring us back. You said you start with the head, right?
Yes.
Does that kind of tell you some of the stuff that you're about to get into?
Yes.
Or, okay.
I think the puzzle solving starts when I meet the person. We're walking down a hallway. Do they have a limp? Do they have a gait? Like, how's their gait? If they have a limp, obviously we're going to be working on something specific.
Right. Hit them.
See how they respond to how's your day? Like, how are you doing?
Oh.
And I think, like, I don't think anyone is honest about that question, but I think certain people answer it differently. I think there's the person who just loves suffering and is just like, I hate this happened and this, and they go right into complaining. Well, we're already starting from -0, bottom. Like,
in negative energy coming out.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then there's people who are like, oh, well, this happened. And, they're a little honest, but and there's just people who are like, it's great. Yeah. You can see like the tear in the corner of their eyes. Like, you're not great, are you?
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a little bit of a defense going on. And the defense, that adds like 2 more appointments.
Really?
I feel like if somebody's not willing to relax on my table, and that, it's
up to them.
Yeah. And maybe it's not the space for them. Maybe I'm not the massage therapist for them.
Yeah.
But if you don't relax and, fully accept what you're paying for, to be honest,
yeah,
you're not going to get the benefit from it.
Yeah.
You really aren't. Like, if you're just...
Well, that's where that breathing we talked about earlier, like that was revolutionary to me. Like, I was just holding it and you're pressing against it. And I'm like, but the pain wasn't going away until I started breathing through it and I could just open up and you could work the tension out.
Absolutely.
But if you don't relax, they're going to be tense and you can be pushing on it all day long. You'll do benefit, but it's not the same as like when you just surrender and get that stuff worked out. Just
let the defense go, just let the defense go a little bit and I can get through the muscle. And one thing I used to say all the time is I will go as deep as the muscle lets me. I don't push through the muscle anymore. I've realized that that's just kind of waste of energy because it's just tight. And so I'll say, I'll let the muscle decide how deep I go. Because if you relax and let me get to that knot, and sometimes it hurts. Sometimes pain is gain, but you'll hurt the next day, but weeks later you'll feel awesome.
Right.
Because it's gone. Yeah. It's like that tenant that's not paying rent.
Well, that knot, right, is tying up part of your body so it can't even do the thing it needs to do. Like you want that full mobility. Yeah,
you want to enjoy your house while you're here on Earth. Like you want all the doors to work and you want the water to work without leaking, and
right.
That just takes maintenance. And that's what I think massage is. I don't think it's a luxury. I think a lot of people think it's a luxury because it's expensive and you're like, I don't deserve an hour. I don't.
Yeah.
There's some sort of disconnect with a lot of people's thinking where they think it's like just showering themselves with
Treat yourself.
Yeah, treat yourself. But it's not. It's treating your body that's working hard for you. It's getting up for you every day.
Save yourself from future pain.
Exactly. Like, do you when everybody complains about how awful it is getting old, people just keep living that way. Like generation after generation is just following the same footsteps and accepting like, I'm just going to feel terrible when I'm older. It was like, I went and did some exercises in front of my dad the other day, and he was like, I wasn't doing that when I was 30. And he goes, you better keep doing that.
Wow.
And I was like, okay, yes, sir.
That's helpful to hear.
Yeah.
Because you're seeing the stuff your dad's going through. It's like, okay, what can I make now to make sure I'm not there?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So he has a lot of good advice. But yeah, it's not treating yourself. It's taking care of yourself. It's loving yourself. And like, if you don't love you, you're stuck with you for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Like,
or the pain or the world you created. Yeah.
Yeah. Like you're creating your own. Or there's another saying where it was like, everyone has their own ecosystems. And like, if you don't take care of your ecosystems, or, you take the wolves away or whatever, it's just going to crumble. So just, especially like, again, try it out. If you've never had a massage, see how you feel after a while.
Yeah. You'll feel great. Trust is so nice.
I have a couple of people who come in every month, and I wish I took a picture of how they stood before I started.
Really?
I really do.
You need to start that like part of the.
I do. I really do. Because I try to keep documents. I keep soap notes for people.
What's soap notes?
It's basically tracking how a client is doing. So it's subjective, objective, assessment, and plan. So what did the client say? What do you observe? So they might say like, my lower back hurts, but you notice that they're limping.
Right.
Is their lower back hurting because they're not walking correctly? Is it something in their leg?
Right.
So you have to like put 2 and 2 together. What are they saying versus what I'm seeing?
Right.
And then assessment is basically after the massage, like, what did I actually feel?
Yeah.
And then the plan is, okay, so I felt that there was this knot, not in her hip or her lower back, but her ankle. Let's focus on that for a couple more minutes next session.
Yeah.
And check in the session after that. And I'm taking notes, so I'm checking in with them. But I don't have any, I just want them to have something when they doubt themselves or they doubt the treatment to look at and be like, no, so there is change. And if there isn't, we'll refer you to someone else.
Right.
You don't have to keep coming back.
Yeah.
Because if we're not,
it's a free country.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't waste but if you're seeing significant changes.
And even if it's just mental clarity after a while, like if you go through a month and you have an hour, just an hour a month to just be away from everything and not have to worry about if the car has gas in it or if you need to go get groceries.
Where do you put your purse when you walk in, right? Yeah, all those dumb thoughts.
Or did I start the dryer?
Right.
As just take a break. Yeah. Just take a break. Because your body is not the internet. It's not supposed to be going 24/7 at lightning speed. It's not supposed to know about every activity that's happening on the planet Earth.
Right.
It's really meant, I think this is a quote from Community, actually. But there's this scene where, this character had these headsets that let him hear from like miles away, some sort of dorky scope thing. And he takes it off at the end and he's like, because the people who are important to us that we really need to listen to are right here. It's like, we don't need anything crazy outside of that. You just need to keep people close to you that you care about and just listen to them kind of thing. And it was like a dumb throwaway Community line. If anyone's ever seen Community, Pierce said it.
Really?
The old man who never says anything intelligent came up with something a little funny. But I think there's something truth to that. I think there's a lot in getting tied up in things that you can't control, and a lot of worrying about stuff that you can't change.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying don't worry about that stuff, like don't vote or don't worry about the government or don't worry about the war overseas.
You need a break, though.
But you need a break. Like your brain.
You're right. We're not supposed to be like, all the time.
I was like, you know what'll happen to your cortisol and adrenaline levels if you just keep going? They'll run out of steam. You'll crash.
Oof.
You'll just crash.
Yeah.
It was like, and then who's gonna do all the stuff that you were doing?
Pharmaceutical drugs.
Yeah.
They'll save. AI will save us. Okay.
Oh my gosh, AI will save us. I hope an AI doesn't come out that can do massage.
I doubt it. I was just listening to a podcast today, and they were talking about. It's really interesting to kind of hear. I'm glad you're on the journey you're at. The AI is replacing jobs in the highest sector. It's replacing. So if you look at the percentages, masterates, doctorates, bachelor's degrees,
maybe.
Those are all getting replaced at a fast rate.
Man,
It's those jobs. You know what job is not getting replaced? Like the number one most secure job?
what is it?
Barber. That AI is not going to take that yet. Not now. You know,
Not yet.
And the more tactile plumber, HVAC, you're doing something with your hands as a skill, as opposed to I write thesis papers and I do research. Like AI can do that.
Yeah, the day we give AI knives, we really should be questioning our sanity. I feel like as soon as we start giving them scissors,
we gave it. I don't know. We gave robots bombs. That's what a drone is. I mean, it's being piloted by a human, but for how much longer?
For how much longer until the robot realizes that the human is a jeopardy to the mission?
Yeah.
I was like, well, I have to complete the mission.
Let's save humanity by killing humanity.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We'll just document it in our files, and that'll be saving them.
Yeah.
Right? 'Cause they're saved.
Yeah, they're saved in the files. Yeah. It's yeah.
No, I don't. I hope AIs are out for massage therapy. I do really think it's a.
I can't see AI doing massage therapy.
Yeah. It'd be so robotic.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be a connection at all.
It wouldn't be restful. You would have all the bad thoughts that you already have and worse because the robot's doing it.
Because the robot's it's being honest, but it's not being kind about it. It's just like, wow, you stinking suck at taking care of your body. You're super tight.
You're like, just light touch, deep tissue massage. Your muscles need it.
Your muscles need it. No pain, no gain. Yeah. Just recordings of coaches' voices from long gone.
Oh, goodness. Okay, I have one, maybe two last questions, so we can wrap it up. What is the most helpful for you as a growing business? Like, what can people do? Kind of the call to action that I've done is go follow your Instagram, go follow your social media.
Yeah.
What's helpful for you as someone who's kind of starting? You just started.
Yeah.
And it's growing.
Not even a year old.
Yeah.
Just a baby of a business.
Yeah.
She's starting to learn how to walk on her own, get in her own messes, basically.
Yeah.
I would say follow the Instagram page. It's where I'm most active in posting things. Please go to the Google website. It's just looking up Quiet River Massage and Revival. It's just the first one that comes up in Syracuse.
Yeah.
I don't have any reviews yet on there.
So that would be helpful.
That would be helpful. Please come in, come in and get a massage. Even if it's like 30 minutes, getting that done on a part of your body that's really been aching can help. And, if you're not comfortable with an hour, you can do 30 minutes. I'm going to start doing chair massages.
Oh, nice.
In the front of Rich Beauty Parlor on days that I announce on Instagram. So if you see those, you can drop by for a 15-minute massage for $20.
Nice.
And that is a really good way to introduce yourself to someone's touch and to someone's energy without having to get undressed. So I'll start.
Nice. Yeah.
I'll start announcing those.
A gateway massage.
Yeah, exactly. Like it doesn't have to be.
The first one's free.
Timon said that.
Then you're hooked.
And then hopefully. But that's going to be starting up in March. We'll get that started. Yeah, those two things are pretty much. I'm trying to get better at Facebook. I think it's a lot easier to reach more just adult and audiences.
Yeah. They're on Facebook.
Yeah, they're on Facebook, and it's a great place to share knowledge. And I'll be starting to post some little yoga videos that I like to follow.
Nice.
Completely unsponsored. I don't know these people, but their videos have helped me reduce my pain in my body tremendously. And so if I can use a platform to share their knowledge for other people to just kind of fix their pain at home,
why not?
I'll absolutely do that.
Yeah.
So yeah, just those three things. I try to post every week, like 3 times a week on my Instagram. There is a lot of announcements of sales that go on there, or just kind of like in the day of a life of a massage therapist.
Yeah. Here's a deal. I saw for Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Different things you're doing.
There is, I think I'm going to adjust some of those, how I'm doing deals. I think I'm still learning on how to do that kind of stuff, because I do understand a massage is expensive. So maybe if the first time isn't as expensive, it's just a lot less threatening to sign up for.
Yeah.
And like you said, it's an hour. You're spending an hour with somebody, and I do value the people's time who come in. But it's just a business I'm trying to grow, and
yeah,
I've really been blessed with the community of clients that I have, or guests that I have coming in regularly now. They always make me smile. Just some conversations that come in, I love the value of community that is just kind of all among them. None of them really know each other. It's kind of amazing, but they all really think community is so important, and that building a community around children specifically is very important. It's just been a trend I've been seeing. I have some homeschool parents who come in.
Yeah.
People who are in the community. It's just been amazing. I do pray over my door from time to time with frankincense, just welcoming good energy and making it a place of rest and protection. I think is really, really important, because you're just messing with. It's just a battlefield. Honestly, like you're dealing with people's knots and pains, but you're dealing with their life stresses.
Like you said, when you hit that knot in the lady and she started crying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're just dealing with.
Kind of walk into whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever comes through that door is what you're dealing with.
I'm just trying to be the medic to send that soldier back on the field, just a little bit of rest so you can just keep fighting the fight, because tomorrow's going to keep coming.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's just going to keep coming. Might as well rest a little bit.
Yeah.
So
chill for a second.
Yes,
Quiet River Massage Revival. Why'd you Quiet River and then the massage, what's the revival piece? Why'd you name it that?
I think I really felt that that's what people needed. Especially after, I'm sorry, I'm like wheezing into it.
It's all right. It is cold down here.
Sorry, I've probably been shaking this whole time, and my audio is just the whole time. But
you can hear your earrings a little.
Can you? I wore the worst earrings, didn't I, for
totally
a podcast? I just brought my background music with me.
Yeah, I like it. They're not drums this time, but it's okay.
They're chimes. They're little chimes. Sorry, what was the question?
Yeah, revival.
Yeah, I feel like every generation goes through that, where they're just like, this is the worst time to be alive. This is the end of times. But I really did feel like we did need a revival. It just seemed so dead, so defeated. So like the government hates us, and the FDA, stamp doesn't mean a dang thing. And
preach.
And the doctors,
taxes are too high.
And the doctors are there to sell you prescription, not to solve the root problem. And it's not the doctor's fault. It's just that their schedule's too damn packed, and the pharmaceuticals pay for the medicals to even get their schooling, and pay for the classes and own the schools, and It's you know, the deeper you dig, the more depressed you get. You know, you're just in that hole with that information.
At the systems that are in place. You're like, oh,
yeah,
these are dead systems killing us.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why you need a little revival in your life.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Just need you know, you can't control what's going on in the world, but you can control what's going on to your body. Just like a little bit.
Yeah, I love what you said. That you're planning for the future. I don't know how you said it. You said something really cool, and I forget it now. But it was basically you're doing this for future you. You know, when you get a massage, when you get
you're. I don't know if this is the way I said it, but you're like, thank yourself, thank your past self, do it for your future self. Your present self just needs to make the decision.
Yeah.
Just needs to book the massage. Just
book it.
Just go to Quiet River
Massage Revival
and Revival
.square site.
I would just look it up on Google.
Yeah. I'll put the link. I put the link in the bio, so when they'll click it and it goes right to it.
I appreciate you, brother.
Yeah.
I appreciate you.
And that, you know what I do is it says Quiet River Massage and Revival, and then it's a link that they can click, so they don't even see the.
Yeah, thank you, because I got that site for free.
It works,
and it works. It does its job, and you know, when I'm sure there'll be a time where I update. I'm building as I go.
Yeah.
Rome wasn't built in a day.
Right.
God is good.
Yeah, you'll figure it out.
It'll be fine. Luckily, I have a lot of grace. I actually I messed up a massage the other day. I was just late and took her back and hadn't done the sheets yet, so I had to walk her back to the front of the store, go back and change the sheets. And I was just running a little late and went back. Great advertisement telling people.
Yeah.
But I ran back and she was super gracious. She was like, you know, it's fine. Like, I was just waiting a few minutes, and I went over a couple of minutes for her massage.
Yeah.
A good amount of time, and I just told her, I was like, you know, it was just an informal apology for introducing you to Spazzy Jazz. 'Cause she shows up once in a while and she just spazzes out everywhere, so I'm sorry. It works out. It might be a coupon code at some point.
Yeah, Spazzy Jazz.
Spazzy Jazz, yeah. I tried to kick that. Well, I keep bringing it up, but that was my nickname all the time growing up, Jazz the Spaz.
Really?
Yes, sir.
No, get that out of here.
Yeah.
That's not you. Okay, where can
I'm
people...
so calm.
Where can... I am calmness.
I am calm.
Where can people find you?
You can follow me on Instagram at Quiet River Massage. It's just Quiet River Massage. Same name, Facebook. You can look up Quiet River Massage and Revival on Google. If you have been in to see me, please leave a review. Please be nice. I just started.
Yeah.
And if there was something you didn't like, please reach out to me and I will try to remedy whatever I did. So those are the main places, but Quiet River Massage on Instagram is the best place.
Love it. And the last thing, just a little bit more about Lincoln.
Oh, what should I say? There's so many things.
We love him.
We do love him. He is so smart. He has really been my rock through school. When I was in masters, he was my rock. But when I went to massage school, he cooked dinners for me. When I was going to be home late, he gave me prepackaged food to, take home. Yeah. He just so I wouldn't worry. He knows I'm an overthinker. And so he'd get me groceries once in a while and just be like, just go to sleep, Jasmine. Just
don't even think about it.
Just study, just do what you got to do. Yeah. And I even told my sister when she went into school to become a massage therapist also. I was like, get you a Lincoln. Yeah. So you're not going to make it without a Lincoln. No, he's been, and he was that person when I was really struggling at the end. And there was some stuff where my teachers misplaced my papers. And I was dumb enough to have handwritten them. So I had to redo all my papers.
No.
It's okay. It was both of our fault. I should have typed those. But, I was like, maybe I should just give up. Like, Lincoln was right there. I just know you're really good at this. Yeah. I'm so proud of you.
And you're so close.
Oh, you're so close. You can do this.
Yeah.
And every hard decision, he's just been right there just encouraging me, honestly. He's such an angel.
What a good dude.
He is. He told me, he says this all the time, because I'll be like, you're so sweet to me. You care about me. You're so kind to me. And he's like, you'll turn to me. I'll be like, no one's going to believe you. He's such a stinker. But no, he's such a visionary. We've discovered recently, like, I really think he's an artist at heart. He is a designer. Trying to think of anything else.
That's enough. We don't want to do a big head.
I was like, I can keep going. I can go on.
Stop. Shout out to Lincoln. Jasmine, thanks so much for coming on the podcast.
Thank
This has
you for
been
having me.
a blast. Guys, go check her out. Quiet River Massage and Revival. You hear her on Timon's podcast all the time. Thank you so much for sponsoring. We'll catch you guys on the next podcast. Peace.
Bye.